Welcome back to the offensive line with Hanson and Josh. We hope that our last 4 videos were helpful to you guys. Like we said last week, we're going to be taking a slight shift here from talking about the Bible to talking about creation, about our origin. So our question today is, how did we get here? How did we get here? Along with that, when did we get here?
And I'll do you one better, Josh. Why are we here? Before we get there though, we need to talk about the how and the when. Was it billions of years ago when life emerges from some primeval pool of water? Was it through random and spontaneous processes that molecules were formed and eventually combined to form simple living cells? See, that's what some people say. But logically and biblically, this theory of the origin of life makes absolutely no sense.
What are the chances that life could develop randomly and spontaneously like that? Not very good. For you science people out there, the chances of hundreds of thousands of amino acids arranging themselves by chance in precisely the right sequence are so small that it's practically zero. And that's just for one single living cell. But for more complicated plants and animals,
the chances are really small. How modern science explains the origin of life is improbable. Only in creation can the marvel of life on Earth be really explained. And that's exactly what we find in the Bible. You see, even if we move past questions on the Bible here at the offensive line, we never progress beyond the Bible. We always have to go back to it. But that's not to say that science is unnecessary. In fact, science is supposed to be based on facts and knowledge, not speculation or wishful thinking, which is exactly what evolution is.
Today, evolution is taught as plain fact in science courses, even though there's not a single scientific piece of evidence to prove that such things happen or even could have happened. Life has to come from life. Order has to come from order. We talked about this a little when we talked about presuppositions in a previous video. The only possible answer is intelligent design, and that's exactly what the Bible tells us. How did we get here? God made us and put us here. If God is true and the record of his deeds are to be believed, then we know that the very first thing he did was that he created.
He created everything in 6 days and rested on the 7th. It wasn't that a gigantic explosion occurred out of which the earth and its atmosphere was formed and billions of years later life appeared. Instead, it's simply that God designed us. He created us. He created the earth. He created the sun, the moon, the land and plants and animals. And he created mankind, his most precious creation. He created us in his image, just as it says in Genesis 1:27.
And he did so only thousands of years ago. There are scientific methods that can validate this. And if we trace the story of the Bible through history, thousands of years is supported there as well. Not billions, not millions. The assumption that the earth is billions of years old is based upon what some people say are clear evidences, like the fossil record or examining geological formations or radiometric dating. And while there are a few flaws with clear evidences, we don't have time to go through them right now. But let's make things absolutely clear. These are just theories based upon assumptions. None of us were there. None of these can be repeated in scientific experiments. Instead, we have to go to the Bible. And the Bible says that God created Adam and Eve on the 6th day of creation. He created them as male and female, adult male and female, not as babies that grew up into adults. Hey Hanson, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
It was the chicken first, of course. But according to evolution, it was the egg. 2 chickens that were not yet chickens mated and laid an egg. See, we might think this question is dumb, but it's actually really important. If God created the chicken first, if God created adult man first, then maybe, just maybe, he created the earth as an adult. How did we get here? God created us. When did we get here? Only thousands of years ago and not billions. But now, why are we here? The Bible tells us that we were God's most precious creation. We were intentionally created, just as David says to God in Psalm 139:14.
And this means that we have value. We're unique. But we'll talk about that more in a video that should be coming out only a week after Thanksgiving called Are We Animals? Make sure to like and subscribe so you'll get notified about it. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Comment below any questions you really want us to answer. We've only gotten one so far, which was if Hansen and I can dress up as offensive linemen. But the answer to that is
no. But even if we don't dress the part, we still want to continue building you guys up with the offensive line. Remember, the offensive line is actually a defensive role, protecting the main part of the offense, the quarterback. So with these videos, you can defend, and then you can charge forward with the offense.
So Josh will go. Hey Anton,
You know what? Let's put it away for now, and then we'll get it when we get it.
why don't we just hardboil it?